Hello and welcome to Picking Up Plays. That's fun with the Fuhrerreich mod. Yes, this mod, I played it when it first came out, and I haven't really touched it again since. I played 2 games on it in total, and that's pretty much because it hasn't been any new content on it for a long time. Ever since it came out last year. It is Fuhrerreich. So the idea of this, it started as a Kaiserreich meme, and ever since then, it actually grew into its own mod. And you look around the world, the concept is, what if Germany lost the First World War? Yes, that's why it's a Kaiserreich meme. So we have basically original timeline, but with slight alterations. Basically, if anything could have gone different, it did. So Kaiserreich, but Kaiserreich within Kaiserreich. It's a very strange concept, so if you don't understand, you can go back to my Deutsches Reich game I played on it, or maybe even my Indian Revolt series I did for a short amount of time. But we are now the French Republic as per the channel vote. If you want to look around the world, basically, there's a few different factions at the start of the game. I lead the Continental Entente, which is between France, myself, Kingdom of Italy, who has still a kingdom at the moment, hasn't fallen to radicalism, and also the Rhineland, as the Rhineland was not just demilitarized, but actually fully incorporated into the inter-allied Rhineland, which is fully militarized and occupied by French forces throughout. Then you have Deutsches Reich, leader of the Stahl Pact, and run by Adam Dressler and the Varkist Party. Now, if you want to know about them, they are unironic pagans. It's a very strange concept of what would be the Nazis but different. They are also allied with the Dutch state, and they will likely pick up Hungary and Romania fairly soon after, especially Romania and then Hungary as a puppet underneath them. You can see Zaposlavia exists instead of Czechoslovakia, and they have a bit of German territory. We have the Kingdom in Poland, which has a bit of German land, like Poznan and whatever you are, Schlesien, Salsk, Poznan, a bit of South Preußen, East Preußen's right here, and unfortunately they don't have a connection to the sea, so they are an island surrounded by dangers on all sides. We've got the Russian SSR instead of the USSR, they have a bunch of puppets instead of being one conglomerated force, and they also have the United Kingdom, who got out of the Entente into the Imperial Protection Alliance. They have the ability to rejoin the Entente, but I don't know if they will. We also have the America over here, which controls Baja California due to I believe a second American-Mexican war. I'm not entirely sure about the lore. Led by the man himself, Charles Curtis. He lives in our hearts and he will be missed. You'll also notice how completely messed up all of Spain is, because, you know, you gotta have that in there. You also have Greater Serbia instead of Yugoslavia. We over here the Hellenic Republic instead of Greece, and they won the war. The Turkish Independence War never happened, so they won the war against the Ottomans, allowing to take over quite a lot of Western Anatolia, as well as Hadrianopolis. Constantinia still exists, but the Ottomans are led by your boy Abdulmajid II still, as well as Italy taking a little bit of the southern coast. So they are pretty much forced to stay up in the Black Sea, and they will likely fall apart into the Republic of Turkey pretty soon. Over here, you'd think that China would be interesting, but it is not. Unfortunately, these are all uninteresting, just generic trees, which pretty much mean that they don't do anything. Same with Japan. I think Japan also doesn't do anything. Yeah, generic trees. So that area is pretty much nothing we need to worry about. We got the Indian Revolt, which has a surprisingly well thought out event tree. I played as the Indian Revolt. I won the war. I split the nation up into several different principalities as they broke away from me, and then I just had to fight them, and nothing came of it. It was unfortunate, but very interesting, something that I hope that when content eventually comes to this mod again, when 0.2 finally shows up, I would hope that that would happen. But we are France, and let's get into it. So, if I let it go, we should get, yep, here we go. Fuhrerreich Alpha build. Okay, so it's 0.1.3. There's been a couple of minor hotfixes, particularly 2, because the first would be 0.1.1. So, we haven't gotten into .2 yet. There hasn't been a named one. I would assume that the Fuhrerreich team is smaller than the Kaiserreich team, so they can't push it out quite as quickly. It do what it be. Is there an FAQ? How about just thanks? New events, the important ones. You'll notice that a lot of the things are carried over from Kaiserreich, particularly Kaiserreich from when they split off. For example, there is still garrison units inside of this mod, even though those were taken out of Kaiserreich a long time ago. Let things go. Indian Rebellion, good for them. You can watch my series on that if you would like. I might go and find them if you don't mind. Here we go. The French Republic. After the Franco-Prussian War of 1870, the Second French Empire under Napoleon III had fallen, and in its place rose the French Third Republic. Because of the disastrous loss against the German Empire, France had been eager to rebuild its industry, armed forces, and enact revenge on the German Empire. On the 28th of July 1914, exactly 43 years later, France had the opportunity when the Great War had broken out. Despite facing heavy resistance from German foe, France was able to hold out long enough through the use of trench warfare when the German finally enacted the Schlieffen Plan, which saw Germany invade neutral Poland because of its obligation to Belgium. Oh, why did I say Poland? Belgium. Because of its obligation to Belgium through the Treaty of London of 1839, Britain was forced to enter the war on the side of the Entente. While France had many close calls during the war, such as the Miracle of the Marne, which saw the British and French successfully defend Paris against the German onslaught, it eventually managed to fight off Germany until 1920, when the armistice was signed between the Entente and the Central Powers. Following the end of the Great War, France regained Alsace-Lorraine, which it had lost on the Germans following the Franco-Prussian War. A Rhinish puppet state was created to ensure that France could defeat the German menace at the moment's notice. Any former German colonies in the Cameroon and part of the German Gold Coast were given to France. Despite everything seemingly going well for France, old rivalries with Britain flared up yet again, and saw the Entente split into two factions: the Continental Entente, led by France, and the Imperial Protection Alliance, led by Britain. France also faces numerous problems at home and abroad. Since the Great War was mostly fought in France, the French Republic now faces a demographic problem in which there is a shortage of 18 to 25-year-olds. In addition, the army has grown stagnant, resisting reform. Furthermore, the German menace has been rising under the Volkist Adam Dressler and has quickly consolidated power, promising the right to wrongs of the Great War. France now faces many problems from home and abroad. The question is, can she deal with them and preserve them, or is she doomed to fall yet again? Vive la Troisième République. So, we are the Republic of France. We need to be able to defeat the Deutsches Reich at the moment's notice. And my basic attack plan is, we have our main army here. I'm going to put these into some units on the, let's see, Field Marshal Maurice Gamelin would be very good at both offensive and defensive. He gets both, even though you're not supposed to. Old Guard, organization first, and although Philippe Pétain might just be better than Maurice. Although offensive, organization lost when moving, and max entrenchment. Max entrenchment is pretty dang good for a defensive army, of which this is. You'll go ahead and take that, Army Group 1. And let's see, you are Expeditionary. I'll give you the other guy. So, Philippe Pétain can go ahead and join up with the other armies, which are the tank armies. Let's see, a good symbol for that would be mechanized. You are also a tank army, but that's just because it'll be what it be. Down here, we're putting some troops down on Austria. They can go ahead and join there. And you are the gendarme. I'll have you join there. We also have a couple of colonial troops over in Madagascar and in the what do you call it? The Levant. Okay. Have some of those. But I think what we'll do very quickly is down here in the Spanish Civil War, which is already fired, you are a social conservative. We are social conservative. Part of the channel vote was that I have to stay as the Republic. I cannot go and join something else. I can't do anything else. I must stay a stalwart defender of social conservatism. And we are going for the bulwark of the status quo. We need to wait for the 1936 elections, and I believe going for the FR-ADR-PR coalition is the one we need to go for the coalition to succeed and to go through the recovery into a successful government to get that going before Deutsches Reich can go and conquer the world. And then we need to defeat the Deutsches Reich and see what happens from there. Basic attack plan here is that we would want to attack through the Dutch state, through the Netherlands, because it would just be a hop here, hop there into Amsterdam, take them out before anything else, then use the hole created by that to push on to Berlin, while keeping the relatively hilly lands and wooded lands down here away and going up and around through the Netherlands. Basically a reversed Schleifenplan. Meanwhile, everyone will hold, especially on the Maginot Line and along the Rhine. This area here in Östliches Rhineland is a very important area to hold for the factories in the region, so we'll need to defend that as well. Meanwhile, we'll also have troops stationed to defend alongside the Italians. Hopefully they will stay with us. But, again, Republic of Spain, send volunteers, and I would like to say send Philippe Lautrec with 3 divisions. Now, we have no manpower, nor do we have any ability to get manpower. So, I need to be careful with them, but I'll send them anyway. Then, with those, I should have sent some Air Force, but it'll do. It'll do. We'll let that go. Yes, they'll allow us to fight. Nice. I can see I can fight. We might want to prevent them from taking Burgos and Bilbao, and maybe force our way through Flaginist Spain, and then maybe work on Spanish Popular Front. I don't necessarily mind if Republican Spain falls to the monarchists, at least they're monarchist. But if the radicals take over the country, that would be the problem. And they're already coming through very quickly. They've already taken Bilbao, and they're very close to taking Madrid. So I'd like to be able to get through, especially focusing in on Bilbao, although, considering we border them, I feel as if I'd be able to fall into my own lands. I do not know how that would work, but we'll have to wait. When do we arrive? The 20th of January. Okay, a couple days. Everyone else just has to stay in position. There we go. We've arrived in Madrid. So we need to start going. You, come down to Valladolid. You guys, we gotta get going. Gotta go over there. And come back around. Try to make your way through to Bilbao. At the very least, I want to defend relatively around this area, but also near France. I don't want to lose these divisions. I can't make them back. I want to keep them out of the fighting at all possible. And do as many cutoffs as we can. Cutoff county. Jail. Population U. Valladolid. And a surround on him would be nice. Ooh, a peaceful ending at midnight. King George V is dead. So now there's a new king on the block. King Edward. You. Ooh. Okay, don't. He's moving. Get out of there. You keep going. Ah, no. They're attacking us. Okay, fine. Defend Valladolid. You guys move. Keep going. The capture of Bilbao is pretty important to us. Although I prefer... You there. I prefer not to have to deal with this guy. This guy's kind of a goober on me. I don't like him. Speaking of goobers, I just saw Into the Spider-Verse. It's a very good movie. It's a very good Spider-Man movie. If I attack you directly, then go this way. General plan. We can keep Valladolid. I don't know if they have any troops in this general region. I don't want Madrid to fall. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing, my sweet summer child? What are you doing? You gotta keep going. Try to join up with the main force again. We don't care if Valladolid really falls. It's not really my problem. Assassination of Abdulmajid II. Yes, very unfortunate for them. Bilbao has already been taken and defended. Let's see what we can do about that. You this way. Keep going around. Try to go to Oviedo. You open around, trying to go for their capitals in Corona, or cutting the rest off. Preparation for the PCE. We've been planning the Paris Colonial Exposition since last year, mainly due to the attacks on us by the German and Soviet diplomats due to our colonial holdings. Surely the answer to this problem would be to hold a festival of sorts of which we could paint our colonial empire as a beneficial light. However, we're faced with a question. Shall the Paris Colonial Expedition be centered around human displays, which would piss off my own colonies, or should be centered around native culture, art, and cuisine? And this one I kind of like. It has a social democrat and libertarian socialist. You would be social conservatives. I think native culture and cuisine is nice, though. You know, we gotta play the nice guy here. We're the nice guys. You, okay, there. And try to ring your... no. There, bam, bam. Try to ring your way around. You, honestly, bam, bam, bam. Try to do a sneaky little cutoff. Pull a sneaky one on you. Or, Bam. Spoiler attack. You do the cutoffs that are necessary to secure the bag. Well, I definitely dislike. Oh, they have... okay, we'll just have to hold here for now. Oh, and they have actually managed to get someone out. Bulwark of the status quo. We can go for European concerns. Yeah, you've noticed that they don't actually have any explanations for the stuff. Just need to keep going and deal with the Spaniards. Let them go. We have a bigger fish to fry here. Here, bam, bam. You, let them walk. Oh, he might get there first, though. Nope, bam, bam. Take him down, boys. To cut off county. And you'll go for Bilbao. Invitations to the Paris Colonial Exposition. If we want the Paris Colonial Exposition to actually matter on a worldwide scale, we're going to need to allow other nations to participate in it, particularly one of the ones with colonial holdings. Hopefully, by doing this, it will become more than a diplomatic retaliation against German and Soviet claims, and hopefully we'll teach the world that there's a clear benefit to colonialism. Of course, of course, of course. Over here. Now, killing this guy would be nice, but I'd prefer if someone else was doing it.
Attention.
Over here, we just gotta make sure we get to Bilbao and secure the bag. The bag being their lives. PRS endorses the SFIO due to the France's electoral system. Let me just watch things as they go. Yeah, you just secure the bag. It's fine. Let's see. Effectively, due to the France's electoral system, parties like the PRS and the SFIO effectively steal each other's votes in each district, and it leads to neither of them getting many votes in any district. To combat this problem, the two left parties and the Social Democratic PRS and the Libertarian Socialist SFIO have decided that the best if the PRS and currently smaller of the parties to endorse the SFIO to ensure a left-wing victory in the coming election. Leftists unifying, they'll split in the coming months. They won't do it. I don't want them to. Now you take... I don't have enough command power to take that. Fine, we'll keep going. Over here, secure that bag already. We ain't got time for this. If you wait, they'll get in first. 22 hours. If we move, we'll get there in 17 and be able to defend. Now, you don't actually want to defend with a tank, because they have better breakthrough than they do defense, but this will have to do. Secure the bag. Eventually, the fact that they have bad breakthrough compared to defense will eventually just make them go away. Go away. Ooh, Madrid has fallen, making Burgos the new capital of the Republic. I don't like that. One bit. Keep securing that bag. We ain't got time for this. Over here, secure that bag. And you guys... Oh, you son. You absolute dickbag. No. Wait for it. They got out. Fine, we'll kick them out of that one province. And wait for them to move out. Bam. But you should be able to move in faster, yeah. Okay, we need to get out. Do the next best... No, do the next best thing. You're going to take Valladolid. Doesn't matter to me. Because in general, you're going to be cut off. There we go. And you need to do your thing in Bilbao. So long as our units aren't surrounded and killed, it doesn't matter. It didn't count. This attack should go fairly neutral. You'll do your job and... Oh, Madrid was retaken. Good. We should be able to... Yeah, good. They're cut off. Nice, and now... Okay, you need to be stopped. You need to be stopped and surrounded. Then Corona will need to eventually be taken. Over here, destroying their units is useful. Although, we're not going to be able to make these losses back. So it's unfortunate to have to take these attacks, but we're not going to be able to get them back. Could go speed 5 through all this. Oh, hey. I didn't see you there. I'm going to have to go around you, too. Looks like we don't have much of a problem there. So you can come around this way. Take them out. You need to come this way. You are not actually an equite. You aren't. Stop saying you are. We'll focus on one enemy and give all this land to the European concerns is done. There's a question of whether or not we want to turn our gaze southward or renew the Franco-Polish alliance. Because this one is just focused on Spain, while this one has support for Poland. It will give us strength in the Spanish, conservatives. I kind of want to turn our gaze southwards. It's what we're literally doing in the moment. And King of Poland has the disadvantage of potentially being attacked by the Russians. So we'll see what we can do here. Yeah, you go for Corona, see what you can do. You, hold steady. Hold steady, old girl. You, this way. And join. Opening the Paris Colonial after... Finally, after months of preparation, the Paris Colonial Exposition is finally open. Us, alongside a handful of nations, will finally be able to dismiss the anti-colonialist sentiments and showing in the clear benefits of the reap of colonialism. Come one, come all. Don't you do it. Meanwhile, I don't know if we can make it to Corona. Go there instead and be able to hold back with them. And this is where I'm going to end the episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode, where we will continue to struggle in Spain while building off of a structure of nothing, really. Bye-bye!